Hello, we're going to do some rain together today. Rain is a great way to be able to have a way of processing feelings that are coming up, to hold space for them, to be able to be with the feels instead of trying to push them away. And being with ultimately helps us move through. So this can be a really important process. And I want to give you a way of doing it that is helpful in the moment for you. You don't have to sit down on the cushion and meditate, although there are some beautiful rain meditations that exist in many ways to use that. For that, we're going to use a shortened version of it. So if you'd like to practice with me today, just a little bit, just get yourself in a comfortable position so we can run through this real quick. Maybe make sure your spine is straight and your shoulders are dropped. If you don't want to close your eyes, hold your gaze in what's called a soft gaze, sort of looking down, but not really looking at anything. And follow my voice a little bit as we go through this. So maybe take a deep breath in, letting it out slower on the exhalation. And as you get to the end of that breath, bring awareness to a time within the last couple weeks, maybe, where feelings came up or you feel like you didn't process well enough, or maybe the situation was just difficult. And let yourself tap back into that situation, not going too deep. We want this to be kind of surface. And I want you to recognize what you are experiencing in that moment. And recognize could be naming the feel. Recognizing could be the feelings that you held in your body at the time, however it works for you. The second step is to allow. So instead of pushing away the truth of what happened or what your body or your mind are telling you you were feeling, allow it to be there. Don't try to push it away in this instance. And moving into the next step, after we've allowed, we investigate. And so that basically means leaning into it a little bit more and exploring with kindness and curiosity what might have been happening for you. One of the great questions to answer during this time is, what does this need right now? What do I need right now? How do I support myself around this feeling that I'm noticing? And then the fourth step is to nurture. And I know that sounds maybe a little confusing, but one of the easiest ways to do that is to bring your hand to your heart if that feels comfortable for you, and to sit in presence with yourself, taking a couple breaths maybe. And if that's not your style or you'd like to try something different, you might also say something very simple to yourself like, you did a good job, or it's going to be okay. That nurturing part is very important. It allows us to anchor a little bit more into ourselves and to also practice a little bit of compassion toward ourselves, which I think most of us, myself included, could practice a little bit more. So now that you've run through it a few minutes worth, how do you use this? As much as you can, catch those feels when they're happening, or you might also catch patterns that tell you that you are anxious or you're frustrated or something is rolling bigger inside than what maybe it needs to do. I get that way. I start to get busy. I start to do things very quickly. And so when I get too quick, that's a sign for me to step back and recognize what's happening, allow it to be there, investigate and nurture it. So that's the trick. Try to catch yourself in those moments and apply these practices. It might be a little clunky at first. It always is. Give yourself a little bit of space. And the more you practice, even just stopping the flow or the pattern of those feelings or beliefs or memories, it gets easier over time. So I hope that was helpful, and I wish you all you need as you move into this new year.